Good morning. Welcome to this podcast on daily routines. Today, we're going to take a look at how a typical day unfolds for me, from waking up to going to bed. I'll talk about my habits, the little things I do, and the things that help me stay productive and balanced. By the end of this script, you'll be able to learn how to talk about your own daily routine in English with ease. So let's start with the beginning of the day, waking up. Waking up. I usually wake up around 6:30 am. The first thing I do is turn off the alarm. I've got a habit of snoozing my alarm at least once, which makes me sleepy, but eventually, I manage to drag myself out of bed. I feel like a zombie for the first few minutes, but the morning light slowly wakes me up. Once I'm up, I take a deep breath and stretch. I think stretching is a great way to wake up your body and start the day with energy. After stretching, I go to the bathroom to brush my teeth and wash my face. It's essential for me to feel fresh as soon as I wake up. Morning routine. After brushing my teeth, I head to the kitchen to prepare my breakfast. Breakfast is important to me, so I try to keep it healthy. I usually have oatmeal with some fruits like bananas or berries. Sometimes, if I'm feeling like a treat, I'll make scrambled eggs or toast with avocado. While I like to catch up on the news, I check my phone and look through the headlines or scroll through social media for a few minutes. However, I try not to spend too much time on my phone in the morning because I don't want to get distracted. Once breakfast is finished, I wash up the dishes. It's part of my routine to keep the kitchen clean so I don't have to worry about it later. Exercise and getting ready. At around 7:30 am, I go for a short walk or do a quick workout. Exercise is a big part of my daily routine. It doesn't have to be a long session, just about 20 minutes to get my heart rate up and my body moving. Sometimes I'll do yoga or stretching exercises if I'm not in the mood for something intense. After exercise, I take a shower. It's something I always look forward to because it helps me feel awake and refreshed. I like to start my day feeling clean and ready to take on the world. Work and productivity. By 9 am, I'm usually dressed and ready to start working. I don't spend too much time getting ready in the morning, as I like to keep things simple and efficient. For me, a regular day involves a lot of different tasks, whether it's answering emails, working on projects, or attending meetings. I work from home most of the time, which means my workspace is very important to me. I make sure it's tidy, organized, and free of distractions. One thing I always do before starting work is set my goals for the day. I find that setting clear intentions helps me stay focused and get things done more efficiently. I often make a to-do list with the tasks I want to tackle and I prioritize them. Mid-morning break. Around 10:30 am, I take a short break. I'll step away from my desk, stretch a little, and grab a coffee or some water. I like to keep my breaks simple but refreshing. Sometimes I go for a short walk outside to get some fresh air. It's important for me to take these small breaks because they help me reset and come back to my work feeling energized. Without these moments of rest, I find that I lose focus and my productivity drops. Lunch. By 12:30 p.m., I'm ready for lunch. I usually try to eat something light and healthy, like a salad or a sandwich with some protein. On days when I'm busier, I might have leftovers from the previous day's dinner. I also make sure to drink plenty of water throughout the day to stay hydrated. During lunch, I like to relax a little and watch a short video or read a chapter of a book. I think it's important to take a break from work and give my mind a chance to rest. Afternoon. After lunch, I usually dive back into my asks for the day. Depending on the day, I might have more meetings or work on completing projects. My afternoon is generally the busiest time of the day, so I try to stay organized and focused. I always make sure to tackle the hardest tasks first when I have the most energy. Around 3 p.m., I'll take another quick break. This time, I might have a snack, like a handful of almonds or some fruit. I find that this small snack helps me stay energized for the rest of the afternoon. Evening. By 6 p.m., I begin wrapping up my work for the day. I review my to-do list and check off the tasks I've completed. I also take a moment to plan for the next day, so I'm prepared for what's coming. I try to avoid working too late in the evening, as I believe it's important to have time to relax and unwind. After finishing work, I like to go for a walk or do something active to release any built-up stress. Sometimes I meet up with friends or family for dinner. On other nights, I prefer to cook a meal at home and enjoy a quiet evening. Dinner. Dinner is often a time to enjoy a nice meal and relax. I usually eat around 7 p.m. I love cooking, so I'll experiment with different recipes or make something simple and nutritious. My go-to dinner options include grilled chicken, roasted vegetables, or pasta with a fresh sauce. Night routine. After dinner, I like to wind down with a good book or watch a movie. It's my time to relax before going to bed. I also like to make sure I have everything ready for the next day, whether it's setting out clothes, preparing my work bag, or making sure everything is clean. Around 9:30 p.m., I start my bedtime routine. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and do a little skincare. I then like to meditate for about 10 minutes, focusing on my breathing and letting go of any stress from the day. Meditation helps me feel calm and peaceful before sleep. By 10 p.m., I'm usually in bed. I might listen to calming music or an audiobook to help me drift off to sleep. I try to get at least 7-8 hours of sleep each night, as I know it's important for my health and well-being. And that's a wrap for my daily routine. It's simple, but it works for me. Having a structured routine helps me stay productive, healthy, and balanced throughout the day. The next morning, waking up and getting ready. As the sun rises and the new day begins. I wake up at 6:30 a.m. again. It's a little earlier than most people, but I like the quiet, peaceful morning hours. The first thing I do is turn off my alarm and roll out of bed. I know that if I stay in bed too long, I'll just get comfortable and waste precious time. The first step to getting my day started is making my bed. I believe that making the bed is a small task that has a big impact on the rest of the day. It's like a little victory first thing in the morning. Once the bed is made, I feel more organized and ready for the day. After that, I head straight to the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth. I take my time because I know this is a small act of self-care that helps me feel fresh and alert. Sometimes I'll use a splash of cold water to help wake myself up. Once I'm done in the bathroom, I go straight to the kitchen. The first thing I do is drink a glass of water. Hydration is crucial for me, especially after a night's sleep. Drinking water not only helps wake me up, but it's also good for my skin and energy levels. I try to drink at least 2 glasses of water within the first 30 minutes of waking up. I'm a big fan of stretching, so before I start preparing breakfast, I take a few minutes to stretch. I stretch my arms, back, and legs. I believe that stretching in the morning is like giving my body a gentle nudge to start the day. It helps get my blood flowing, and it prevents any tightness or stiffness that might occur from sleeping in one position for too long. By 7 a.m., I'm in the kitchen preparing breakfast. I've learned that having a good breakfast helps me stay focused and energized throughout the morning. Usually I have oatmeal with some chia seeds, a banana, and a handful of nuts. I like to make my oatmeal with almond milk instead of regular milk for a healthier option. While I'm preparing my meal, I also think about what I need to accomplish today. I might look at my to-do list or set my intentions for the day. I prefer to do this while I'm eating, as it's a quiet time before the busyness of the day begins. Sometimes I'll put on a podcast or listen to some soft music as I eat to make the morning feel more relaxing. Once breakfast is done, I clean up the kitchen. This doesn't take long, but I make sure to put everything away and wipe down the counters. I can't stand clutter, and I feel like a clean kitchen sets a good tone for the rest of the day. By 8 a.m., I'm ready to get to work. I always set aside the first hour of my workday to focus on my most important tasks. For me, this is when I'm the most productive. I find that if I dive into the hardest tasks early in the day, I get them out of the way and I don't have to worry about them later. One thing that really helps me stay organized is using a planner. I write down the tasks I need to complete, and I prioritize them by importance. I also like to make sure I have a mix of work-related and personal tasks to balance my day. It's important to give yourself breaks, so I make sure to include something fun or relaxing in my schedule. Throughout the day, I try to focus on one thing at a time. I avoid multitasking as much as possible because I've learned that it can reduce my efficiency. Instead, I stay committed to the task at hand until it's finished. If I get stuck or feel overwhelmed, I take a short break, have a snack, or go for a quick walk to clear my head. Around 12:30 p.m., I take a break for lunch. I always make sure to step away from my workspace during this time to give myself a mental break. I usually go for something simple but satisfying like a salad with mixed greens, grilled chicken, and some avocado. I love to add a dressing made from olive oil, lemon juice, and mustard. It's delicious and healthy. During lunch, I try not to think about work too much. Instead, I focus on enjoying my meal and relaxing. I might chat with a friend, check my social media, or watch a short video to take my mind off the day's tasks. I believe taking these breaks is important for keeping a good work-life balance. After lunch, I get back to work. This part of the day is typically when I'm feeling the most tired, so I try to be more mindful of my energy levels. I set short goals for the afternoon and focus on completing one task at a time. Sometimes I'll take a quick power nap to recharge my energy. A 10-15 minute nap can make a big difference in how I feel for the rest of the day. By 3 p.m., I usually have another break. This time, I might have a small snack like fruit, yogurt, or a handful of nuts. It's a great way to keep my energy up without feeling sluggish. The rest of the afternoon is spent working on ongoing projects. I like to review the progress I made during the day, and if necessary, I check my to-do list to see if there's anything else that needs my attention. By 5 p.m., I start winding down my workday. I wrap up tasks, respond to any remaining emails, and set myself up for tomorrow. By 6 p.m., I'm done with work, and I can finally relax. I make it a habit to step outside for a short walk or do some light stretching. It helps me shake off the stress from the day and enjoy a peaceful moment before dinner. Dinner time is usually around 7 p.m. I like to keep it simple but nutritious. I might prepare grilled fish with steamed vegetables or make a vegetable stir-fry with quinoa. Sometimes if I'm feeling creative, I'll try a new recipe and experiment with different flavors. After dinner, I take some time to unwind. I enjoy reading books, watching a TV show, or even listening to music. This is my time to disconnect from work and enjoy the present moment. I believe it's important to allow yourself to relax at the end of the day to avoid burnout. As the evening progresses, I begin my nighttime routine. At around 9 p.m., I start a wind down. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and prepare myself for bed. I like to dim the lights and make my environment calm and peaceful. Before going to sleep, I might spend a few minutes meditating or reflecting on the day. I think about what went well, what I could have improved, and what I'm grateful for. It's a practice that helps me clear my mind and let go of any stress or tension. Finally, I get into bed by 10 p.m. I try to avoid looking at my phone or any screens because they can keep me awake. Instead, I might listen to soft music or an audiobook to help me drift off to sleep. I aim to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, as I know that good sleep is essential for my health and well-being. And that's my typical day. It's a simple routine, but it works for me, of course. Not every day is the same, but I try to stick to this structure as much as possible because it helps me stay balanced, productive, and happy. And that brings us to the end of today's journey through a full day in English. From waking up early to getting ready, working through the day, taking care of health, managing tasks, and finally winding down for sleep. We've covered a complete daily routine using simple and natural English. I hope this script has helped you understand how to talk about your own day. Describe your habits and build confidence in your listening and speaking skills. Remember, practicing your daily routine in English is one of the easiest ways to build fluency because it's something you experience every single day. Try speaking about your day out loud, even if it's just to yourself in the mirror. Repeat the phrases you've learned in here. Make them your own, add details about your life. Talk about what time you wake up, what you eat, what work you do, and how you relax. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep learning. Your English will get stronger every day, just like any good routine. Until next time, take care and keep practicing. Goodbye.